Hello and welcome. I'm Jansson from Acupuncture Gold Coast and Acupuncture Brisbane. Just take a few minutes of your time to talk about an incredibly prevalent problem that exists post-birth for many women, unfortunately, and that is a syndrome known as postnatal depression. There are many depths to postnatal depression, the most severe of which I would have seen very, very early in my career back in the 80s with an individual that was actually suicidal as a result of postnatal depression. That was an extraordinary learning experience for me very early on in my career, and I'm very, very grateful to say that the treatment outcome, even though I was so limited in experience, was extraordinarily positive. And that particular lady has gone on to become a very, very successful teacher, and her children have grown up to be very healthy and happy individuals. From the depth of depression causing the heartache that would push someone towards taking their own life, to the inability to enjoy your new child. It's a very postnatal depression, if you like, deprives the mother of what should be an incredibly, or could be an incredibly joyful and fulfilling experience, both for her and for her child, and also for the father of the child and those close around. And postnatal depression can be traumatic for many people surrounding the person that's actually suffering from the condition. Why does this happen? Well, everyone's different. Some people have big batteries, some people have little batteries, some have particular vehicles or tendencies to excel in one area whilst not being quite as effective or efficient in another. In this scenario, we're all different shapes and sizes. Some people have one children, some people are born to have children, some people have 3 children at once. All of these scenarios conspire to use energy. It takes an enormous amount of energy for the mother to grow the child. The child draws their nutrition from the mother. So if there is an imbalance, or if you like a constitutional tendency to be a little frail and not as robust in health, and this can actually happen to people very robust in health. So there are many, many variations, but if the energy utilised by the mother to nurture and grow the child within, if there is a lot of trauma at birth, even without the trauma, it's enormous. A mother manufactures another human being that draws on the deepest resources of her being. If those resources are exhausted when the child's born, the mother becomes what we call blood deficient. In other words, there's not enough nutrient, there's actually not enough blood or vitality in the blood to enliven her system. So then the mother's still breastfeeding, so still making using an extraordinary amount of energy to nourish the child, whilst not actually having sufficient energy to regenerate herself in the process of rebuilding after the nurturing and the birth of the child. So that's in a nutshell why it would happen. Excessive bleeding in childbirth, innumerable factors contribute, but the result is the inability to enjoy the birth of their child and the subsequent scenario of affecting those around her. I found clinically with acupuncture has it works at a vibrational level, working the way I do. That doesn't make it better or less than anything else. It's just my interpretation of why it's effective. What it basically does, it rebalances the movement of energy in the body, and if used appropriately, can address those areas where there is an innate deficiency as a result of previous circumstances with childbirth or the nurturing of the child, and actually help the individual to tap back into and regenerate the fundamental basic energy. This is this is a different treatment, but the same outcome as many people I work with, chronic fatigue syndrome, people have had terrible accidents and are very down on energy. So traditional acupuncture is an extremely nourishing and gentle experience for a mother experiencing postnatal depression. This is Alan from Acupuncture Gold Coast and Acupuncture Brisbane. Thank you heaps for joining me, and I really hope I can be of service.